welcome back to Healing Place Cottage. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm so happy to have you with me today. Today we're going to make a recipe that's like a variation on a very well-known recipe, chicken cordon bleu. And I was looking for a skillet version of this recipe, and what I'm going to do is combine several different recipes and a few of my own touches and see if we can't come up with something delicious. So the first thing we're going to do is I've already got my chicken prepared and we are getting our skillet hot right now, and we are going to combine together some of our liquid ingredients. So we want to add 2/3 of a cup of chicken broth. Let's say about that is about 2/3 of a cup. And we're going to add to that a tablespoon of lemon juice. It calls for fresh lemon juice, but I don't have fresh lemon juice, so we're going to use bottled. And a half a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. I've never used more Dijon mustard than I've used recently. About a half a tablespoon. And 1 teaspoon of flour. I'm going to put in my skillet a tablespoon of butter. And then, how much did I say? A half a teaspoon? 1 teaspoon. So 1 teaspoon of flour. And then we're going to whisk that together. Okay. And this did call for dredging our chicken in flour and 1/4 cup of flour, but I am not going to do that aspect of it, only because I have just had so many issues with butter and flour and burning. So, and I just don't think it is necessary. I think it's not necessary for the level of carbohydrates that we want to keep ourselves at. So we'll let this go ahead and melt. And our next step is to add our chicken to our butter and olive oil. So it says to take 1 teaspoon of olive oil and 1 tablespoon of butter and melt those in a skillet. Oh, it's half a teaspoon of butter. So already off to a good start. So we'll go ahead and add our meat to the skillet. It's not quite hot enough. I'm going to go ahead and pepper this. I'm not going to salt it because we use chicken broth that has sodium. I didn't use low sodium chicken broth, so we'll go ahead and just let these cook up for about 2 minutes, and then we'll flip them. I have gotten some honey ham. That's just my preference. You can use whatever kind of ham you would like, but my preference is honey ham, so I didn't want to waste the rest of the pack, so I went ahead and got honey ham. And Swiss cheese. I got slices. I got the Kroger brand of the Swiss cheese because that was on sale. So I think I paid just under $2 for the cheese. We'll get that ready. So when it comes time, we can put those on top of our chicken. We'll go ahead and remove our chicken. It is not cooked yet, but we want to make our sauce that we're going to finish cooking this in. Going to reduce the heat. We'll whisk this up along with the butter and oil. And it immediately got thick. So we're going to add our chicken back into our pan along with those juices. So you remember I said I was a quick cook. Well, one of the problems with that is I don't read ahead. And I should have, because I was to cook the chicken 2 minutes on each side, cook the remaining chicken, reduce the heat to medium-low, add the chicken broth mixture. So it didn't ask for it to cook more than 2 minutes on each side, which really is not enough. So what I should have done is cooked it through, because the next step before adding, after we add that liquid, is to top with the Swiss cheese and ham. So we're going to let this cook through. Hopefully with the lid on, it's going to keep our liquid at a good thickness and not burn down. Okay, it says to top it with the ham and Swiss cheese and cover for about 4 minutes. Take a little bit of our sauce, drizzle over our chicken. Bite out of this. Look at that cheese. It's very good. I might add a little bit more lemon juice. Or another thing that would be really good with this is if we had added some white wine. That would have given it a little bit more of a bite. It's delicious, don't get me wrong. But if I'm taking it up a notch to that next level, I would either add a little bit more lemon juice. So we added 1 tablespoon of fresh lemon juice. In our case, we use bottled. So maybe it's not as strong because it's not fresh. So I would either for sure go with fresh lemon juice or add a little bit more, or you could sub out and add some white wine, and that would be delicious as well. But I think this is an awesome recipe. The chicken is very tender. The ham is good on there. The Swiss cheese, of course, definitely did not need salt. So I think that it's delicious. So to give you some facts about the recipe, so I ran it through the recipe nutrition calculator, and we're looking at 1 piece of chicken, and that would be a whole piece of chicken. Mine is cut up in little pieces, but this is looking at 1 full half breast. 258 calories, 6 grams of carbohydrate, 37 grams of protein, 10 grams of fat. Our cholesterol was at 109, and I didn't get our fiber. Our sugars were at 1. So not a bad low carb recipe, definitely still diabetic friendly, and if we had used gluten-free flour, we could have had this as a gluten-free option as well. So if you haven't already done so, like this video or subscribe to my channel, either Healing Place Cottage on YouTube or on TikTok. You can also follow me on Instagram and on Facebook. And I look forward to cooking with you again soon. Take care, everyone.